Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
Did anybody consider quitting? And I may say that, and I want to be politically correct on this one, regardless of whether it's the wife or the husband. Did anybody consider quitting their jobs, their careers for the sake? Because you both are family oriented and all that. That's one of the things that you really loved about each other. Did anybody call it quits or was close to calling it quits?
Parang I think we've been very lucky with our work setup that no, we've never really had to consider it because with the work that we have, with the time that we need to give our work, it's allowed us to still be parents, to still come home and be home for a for a whole chunk of the time that we have.
for parental work.
So yeah,
And now the dog, and now the dog, yeah.
No shouting, my love. Okay, good. There she is. So yeah, we've been very lucky with the setup and with the time that we need to give to work because we still have a lot of time for each other, ourselves, and for our family. So yeah, we've never really had to consider. Sorry about this guy.
Okay nga, nagiging monitor yung camera eh, di ba?
Right,
Monitor.
papa-adapt na lang namin to.
Monitor.
Careful, Kuya, don't touch the dogs, okay?
Instead of quitting,
Quit parenting, yes. Quit parenting. That's what.
which
Malapit na.
as some people have said is not for everyone. So
Yeah.
No.
yeah. So Drew, no part of you ever wanted to quit anything, quit show business, quit and stay with business because I know you're also a businessman. That's also part of your thing.
Not really, bro. Like what my wife said. Like we were discussing a while ago. Parang I only do TV work 3 days a week.
True.
So it's not very taxing.
And he loves his travel show. It's like his perfect excuse to have me time.
That's what we were talking about when you
Diba?
came in.
But it's an
Right.
advocacy. It's like showing
You just
the
want your
Filipino-
me time.
showing the Filipino people that you don't have to fly,
Near or far.
near or far. You just have to take
Yeah.
a car.
I will provide you the transcript of the conversation before you came in. You can check and then.
Oh, I know.
Hey, wait.
I
Oh.
know.
Ian, does anybody remember that you were a video game jock back in the day? Does anybody come up to you and
I
did
do.
anybody-
I'm actually still in touch with the core group.
No
of
way.
the-
Back in the
Yes.
IBC 13 show that you
Yep.
used to have?
Actually, my webmaster, Calculus, that was his. What do you call it? Nickname, his alias.
Yeah, right.
That was his name when he would message into the game, and I still
Right.
call him by that, Calculus, and he's actually my webmaster.
Was that your first ever job here, at least in the Philippines?
Yes, my first
job?
TV stint.
Your
That is my first.
How
TV
how old
stint.
were you? 17? 16?
17.
17. Wow.
Prior to that, what were you doing? Any odd jobs?
Well, prior to that, I was in Australia.
Right.
As a front act.
Weren't you singing in Australia?
Yes,
Did you ever
as a
consider
front
singing
as
again?
an opening act for Filipino artists. The only singing I do now are really just singing lullabies
And in the
and
ano,
nursery rhymes.
Oh, there was a time you did theater, remember? Right, of course, right, with my
Yes,
wife,
yes,
of
yes.
course, right.
Yes,
Greece,
Sikara.
Greece, right. Drew, any chance you're going back to the corporate world? Is that something you ever wanted to go back to, or nah, that's really not for you?
not really the corporate world, pare. Just, my own business.
Sorry. Yeah,
Just-
there,
Just
there.
doing my own business, bro. I think that's the way to go.
The long-term
uh,
plan. Yeah.
Yeah, don't really want to be a corporate slave, if you may call it. I mean, not
Mhm.
really the type. I mean, of course, to gain knowledge, to learn the ropes, probably in the
Right.
first few years. Lalo na when after graduating, but
Right.
I don't know. For me, it's entrepreneurial stuff that I
Right.
really consider.
That you
Which-
found
which pretty much-
passion for.
Yeah, correct.
And Iya, you're still working, right? You're still doing 24 horas and everything
Yes.
else.
I've been
Until,
very
of course,
lucky. I've
Yeah.
been very lucky to still be able to do that even
Right.
during the whole quarantine period. So
Right.
I was lucky to still be able to work. And recently we've just started taping also for Mars pa More. So
Mm.
in terms of work, I'm pretty much back to what my regular work schedule was prior to the lockdown.
So I'm the only bum.
Sarap ng buhay mo. Woo! Are you hoping that his travel show will ever come back, Iya?
Definitely.
His excuse to be.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's.
I'm kidding.
I love.
I'm kidding.
No, honestly, I love his travel show because Drew gets to come back home and then he'll make me cuento about things that
course.
he's discovered, and but I didn't know that there's a place like this. Will show me videos. And another thing that I'm looking forward to is him bringing the kids with him.
Right.
Because I feel
Super.
that that'll be such a great learning
Oh
experience for
wow!
the kids.
Wow, that's a nice angle, Drew.
So I need for him to get back to his traveling so that he can take the kids away
Right.
from me,
And pay the bills.
so
Well,
I
that too.
can take my bike out and ride off
Wow.
into the sunset.
Wow.
Wow.
Ride off this. Parang hindi ka na babalik, ano?
Wow.